Right, to kick things off, congratulations and cheers to John Latimer, JL76 Gaming. I always get your name wrong, I do, but many congratulations on your 300 subs. And you're probably guessing what this video is about. Link to the description to John's channel, wicked bloke, does amazing videos, really good. Right, kick things off, it's a VR, and what he's asking for is 300 subs, your three favourite drinks, 3 favourite pirate games, and 3 freebies that you've got like for nothing or you've done really well to get, like really cheap sort of thing. I struggled on that one quite a lot. So the first one is going to be drinks. So the first one, as you're probably aware, Guinness. I only started drinking Guinness probably about 2001, 2002. I was always drinking lager because it was easy, you know, it was a bit gassy, but sort of mellowed out. And then drinking in pubs, and I had a Guinness, and it was Guinness from that then on really. It's the drink, well, the beer that I'd drink anyway. So I'm going to go with Guinness for the first one. The second one would be tea, and I absolutely love tea. Going back to years and years ago at my nan's house, just to top the sugar up, like put 3-4 spoons of sugar in, and without mum and dad knowing. And yeah, just been a love of tea. Mum and dad love tea, and met Elaine and she didn't like tea, and I got Elaine into drinking tea, and I always used to play a computer game with a cup of tea and rich tea biscuits, and that was the best thing ever. Just loading up an Amiga game or Spectrum game, having a cup of tea, watching the game, like loading and everything, and just sipping a cup of tea. Absolutely brilliant. And the third drink, what I'm going to pick, is coffee. And again, I've only started drinking coffee over the last 10 years. Didn't like it. A little story. I had black coffee with about 6 spoons of sugar in it, and I was ill through my nose. I don't know why. I just sipped it, had a couple of sips through it, and wallop. Don't know why, but that's what happened. But yeah, just normal white Nescafe coffee with about 3 spoons of sugar, which is quite a lot, but that's what I like. Right, moving on to the pirates. So the 3 games I'm going to choose, obviously, is Monkey Islands. Monkey Island 1, Monkey Island 2, LeChuck's Revenge. Why? Because Guy Push Threepwood. I mean, you know, you fight like a dairy. You fight like a dairy farmer, and how appropriate, you fight like a cow. You know, just the whole game. Me growing up playing Monkey Island was just brilliant. You know, the whole atmosphere, the whole game itself is just one of the best mouse and click role-play adventure games with a great storyline that I played, and loads of memories playing it when I was 13. Cheated playing it because I had the player's guide from Amiga format. I remember flicking through it, and then, you know, you get so far in it, and then you save the game, and it was just so much depth to it. There was the first one obviously was a lot shorter. It's only 4 discs, but Monkey Island 2, LeChuck's Revenge, 11 discs, and it was a much better game. I thought the storyline was a lot better. It was more in depth, and it was more like on Star Wars as well. Obviously, no spoilers, but if you played the game, you know what I mean. So that's my first one for the Pirates. Second one I'm going to choose, which is a classic for me, which is Booty on the Spectrum. And what this game's about, you start off and you've got loads of keys, and the keys you've got to collect to open doors, and you've got little bombs and everything hidden in treasures. So you walk across and then you open up a treasure, and it could be a bomb or a timer. And then it is a great game. You've got little pirates walking backwards and forwards, and you've got to avoid them going up ladders and things. It was a great game, it was. And yeah, it's just memories. One memory I've got of that game was going back to school. Must have been like the 2nd year junior, or it was around about that time. It was around about September when I was going back to school. And what happened was, I remember having it, and my dad goes, "You better turn it off because you've got school tomorrow." It's like, oh yeah, school. and it's like, you know, when you're in junior school and then you go up the next year sort of thing. And I just still remember playing booty and going back to school the next day after and coming home from school and just loading the game up again. So booty would be my second choice. And my third choice for a pirate is Sid Meier's Pirates on the Amiga. And it's the only other game I could think of, really. I mean, I gave it a good go. And I remember like the ships going across different islands and that, and then similar to Monkey Island, you know, you do the sword fights and everything like that. And don't remember too much about it, which I probably do need to sit down and replay that game. But gonna choose Sid Meier's Pirates on the Amiga. And the last one, which is a big struggle for me, because there's a lot of things that I've gathered over the years, people throwing out, people don't want, you know, picked up cheaply, you know, got a good deal on certain things. But one what I'm mostly chuffed about, and it's down here, is this. And it's an Amiga 500. Now, I don't know if you can see, but it's still got the warranty on there. We've checked it, the battery's fine on it. So what's this story is, I've got two stories behind this. Just double check that, you know, it's got still got the warranties here and there. So it hasn't been opened. It is a bit started to go yellow on the keys, but I've got two stories behind two different 500s which I've got. This one, I was walking about around the market and everything on the floor was £1. So I picked up obviously the Amiga 500. I said, excuse me, how much is that? And the lady said it's £1. I said, yeah. I only had £1 in my pocket, so, you know, obviously couldn't spend much more. And as I said, like the lady said, everything on the floor for £1. So obviously, hand in pocket, £1, legged it, and that's how I picked that one up. I did, and it was brilliant. Plugged it in, turned it on, and everything worked fine. I mean, you know, you can plug it in on the RF because I had a 600 at the time, and you know, I had the power supply. Everything's worked with it. And it was just left left to the side because obviously the 600 had different boot. I had Workbench 2.4 and that was 1.3. So a lot of the older games I didn't have to fluff about with Reload Kick and everything. So it was great. That was really good. Right, for my second choice, for my second freebie is this CRT TV here. And it's a Sony Trinitron 28 inch. And the story behind this was, it was New Year's Day, and I picked up did pick up a TV the day before, and my mate Steve, a Facebook group, and it was like the local location ones, and it said Sony Trinitron TV free pickup. So mate Steve rang this up New Year's Day, slightly hungover from New Year's Eve, and managed to get it. It was only local, it's only about a 15-minute drive from where I am, and picking it up, I mean that thing's pretty heavy. Then we had to try and get it up here as well on the same day. Our two ladders, both of us are quite, you know, skinny guys, and picking that thing up and launching it up here was a mission and a half. It was, anyway, but it works fine. Really happy with it, and it's nice for the games up here. That's why hence I'm moving the camera around this way to give you a different view. But yeah, I was going to choose that for my second choice. And my third choice, I was umming and ahhing because I've had a few bits here and here, but I'm going to do two things because it's from the same person. The first one is a 360 hard drive on the sides. That's mine. That it didn't come with that, but fully working, unmodified Xbox 360. Two joypads and a little wireless adapter for the pads as well. And then this PS3 Slim in sort of working condition. Needs a little bit of a bit of work to it, but it turns on, but it turns off again. So it's probably the fan overheating or something like that. But basically, my good friend Hus from work, I drop him off at work, I pick him up and everything. So it's a good, you know, both each other's favours really. and he's a good lad. And he said, I'm moving out. So he said, you know, I've got an Xbox I'm not using, do you want it? And it's like, yeah. Then a couple of days later he texts me because he was off work, and he said, I've got a PS3, do you want that as well? And it's like, mate, the Xbox is fine, you know, let alone the PS3. I said, why, if you bought a PS4? I said, no, he's got a PS3 and he's working fine. So I said, yeah, okay, if you don't mind, you know, I love it. I love to take it, I would. So that, you know, alone just the Xbox is the 360 is just, you know, perfect sort of freebie it is. And having the PS3 as well, it just tops it all up. It did. So there was a lot more I could have chose, but I cut the video because it was only 3 things. And you know, there might be another video later on if you follow me and what I do and everything. So I might go into that if there's another video response to anything else like that I could mention. But that is my 3 questions to John JL76 Gaming for his 300 sub videos. So well done, you deserve more. As I said before, links to John's channel and his question, and thanks for watching. Good night.